Time now for News Extra here on KNEB. It is brought to you by Intralinks. And here's Kevin Mooney.
Thank you very much, Dennis. Good morning, everyone. Steph Black is here from the United Way of Western Nebraska. We're winding down the last couple of days. How you doing on Valentine's
Kevin.
Day?
Hey, I'm great. The sun's
Pretty
out.
Good?
Yeah.
Your hubby already said Happy Valentine's Day.
He did.
To you?
Surprised me with a dozen roses this morning.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. So, tell us where we're at right now in the campaign and where we go from here.
Well, I can't believe it. We're actually going to be wrapping up this Friday. Any donations that come in through Friday will go towards this year's campaign and towards that goal of $375,000. Right now, we're $37,000 away. We're not done yet. We got a couple days. If you're still thinking about it, every dollar is going to help us. But, people can continue to give because after Friday, we just roll into the next campaign. So any donations are welcome year-round. They just go into the next year's campaign. But what that means is that will determine how many dollars we have to give back to the community this year.
Yeah.
And with $37,000, if that's where we end up, then that's that much less that will go to the agencies that are currently applying for funding and some of the community impact work that we do.
Yeah. And as far as even this year's campaign, this 17, 18 year, if we're short, say 25, say that much, everybody doesn't, you just kind of look at what's requested and then you just kind of divvy it out from there.
Well, It's the same every year. We have a funds distribution process, and we are currently looking for volunteers because it's not me and it's not our board that determines who gets funded at what level. Every year, agencies have to apply. And then we seek out those donors. The donors can determine where those dollars make the biggest impact. So it's about a 7 to 9 hour commitment from the last 2 weeks of April through May. And they will sit down and look at agencies' budgets. And there is always, it never matters what year it is, there's always more requests than there is money to give away. But it's just, it'll mean less money for some of those agencies, and I hate to see that.
So how many volunteers do you need for that funds distribution process?
Usually 80 to 100 is what we do. We divide those people up into teams of 7 to 10 people, and each of those teams review at least 2 of the agencies that are applying for money. And they kind of become their advocates because they go back as a group, back to that group of 100, and say who they visited and what they would recommend United Way funds those agencies at. And then there's always cuts after that because we know going in every penny that we can spend that day to give those agencies.
Yeah. So it's a big process, and that happens over the last 2 weeks of April, first week in May. And then we also need to begin accepting applications for the next year as well. We're going to talk about that after we get this break done.
Is your wireless computer network secure? With their years of professional service, you can trust Intralinks Technical Solutions to keep your small or medium business computer system up and running. Not having a secure wireless network can put your computers at risk. Call Intralinks at 632-6590 to have one of their highly experienced techs set up, troubleshoot, and secure your wireless network. For weekly tips and information, friend Intralinks on Facebook at intralinks.net/Facebook.
All right, back on the News Extra. We're talking with Steph Black with the United Way of Western Nebraska. We were just talking about that funds distribution process where they need volunteers to help determine how many funds are distributed to each particular agency from this year's campaign. That'll happen the last 2 weeks of April. First week in May, 80 to 100 volunteers you need. So you're accepting volunteers
we are right
now, right?
Yes, and a lot of our Pacesetter businesses help us out with that because they're involved the whole year raising money for us, and a lot of these people that are involved do this every year. But I encourage anybody that's interested in finding out more about United Way. It's really the best way to find out what United Way does and what our agencies are doing and some of the services that are available in our community.
All right. So if you want to be part of that, just give you a call, right?
Yeah, 635-2522.
All right. And hopefully you can help out with that. Now, we mentioned you're accepting applications for 2018-19 funding now.
Right. That application process is open, and those completed applications are due March 5th by 4 o'clock Anybody that's a 501c3 really can consider looking at those applications. There are certain guidelines, but that's kind of the bottom line on who determines who's eligible, is you have to be a 501c3.
Right.
So if you have questions about that, give us a call. We can clarify those things. And we are doing some application workshops. So if you are interested, we'll be doing one this afternoon and one tomorrow, just to kind of walk people through things. But we can certainly meet with people one-on-one. So be sure, and if you're interested, I know it's getting really tight for a lot of nonprofits, and those grants are going away. So if you feel like you want to apply, I encourage you to do that. But again, those need to be turned in by March 5th.
Okay. And you can get those applications at UnitedWayOfWesternNebraska.com. Just go online and get them, right?
Right. You can do that, or you can stop by the office and pick up a hard copy if you like.
All right. Very good. Anything else we need to do? Just thank all the people that have donated.
I want to thank KNEB for the great job they did on the radiothon.
They did pretty well in that radiothon.
February 1st, I'll
even give our guys a pat on the back.
You guys did an awesome job. Raised over $16,000 that day, with $5,000 more than last year. So thanks to all the great partners, KNEB, Main Street Market. We had some great celebrity people that answered the phones that day and took pledges, and the community really stepped up. We had a lot of people that had never donated to United Way that made donations, so thank you. Really takes all of us working together.
All right. And over the last couple days, if you had, you have an extra $50 or $100 in your budget this month, and
it's Valentine's Day today. Think about those agencies. Think
maybe
about those agencies.
As you talk to your spouse, you go, instead of going out to dinner, let's just send
that's
a check
a great
to the United
idea.
Way. Right?
That's a great idea.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right?
Good job.
Now, the restaurants around here probably don't like what I just said. But
hey, the restaurants have been really great about supporting us also.
Good.
So, yeah.
All right. So, anyway, think about the United Way of Western Nebraska for the next couple days. Help them relieve at least a little bit of this shortfall that they have this year. All right?
Yeah. Thanks, Kevin.
All right. Thanks, Steph. Appreciate it.